It's something called a tsethar. Tse is life and tar is liberation. So it's like being released from death, essentially. Now, this is done on a larger scale when you go to the fishmonger and buy as many crabs or fish as he has, and then release them back into the water. And it's a tradition that's used by the Tibetans for lots of animals, not just fish and marine life, but also for sheep, for instance. So if you want to earn merit, then you'll go to the market and buy a sheep from the butcher. And that sheep will then be marked with tassels and red ochre and so forth. And you actually quite often see people in Lhasa going for a walk and the sheep following them around like a dog, extremely domesticated. So the owner gets merit for that, and the sheep gets its life. Khenpo was telling me that when he was in Sikkim recently, there was a lama there who was absolutely obsessed with this, wanted to make a lot of merit. So he would go to the fishmonger every day and order huge numbers of fish, which he would then release. So it was actually very good business for the fishermen, who would then catch the fish in order to be released.
How far back does it go, and where does it actually come from?
I don't know. Well, I have a theory about it. Does it go back to Indian times? Very possibly, in which case it would be very ancient, a couple of thousand years at least. It may, whether it would have originated even earlier in Hinduism, I really don't know. I think the Jains have something like that. There is actually another strand to it, another possible origin. I think it converges, the idea of freeing these animals. It converges with a tradition called the hlaluk or hlayak, that is to say the divine sheep or the divine yak, where a certain animal was dedicated as the mount of the god. And then it could never be killed. Okay, so this is not a Buddhist concept, but it goes very nicely together with the Buddhist idea. And so there is a Tibetan strand to something similar. The Bonpo certainly do it. As a conservation measure, it could be very good if it were handled carefully.